Hi everybody and welcome back to A Library of Books and Daydreams. So I'm Beth and I'm back with another video for you. Today I'm going to give you a few recommendations on LGBTQIAP+ books for Pride Month. So June is Pride Month and I was just looking at my bookshelves this morning and thinking, what could I recommend to you guys that I have absolutely loved and I would love to recommend for you to read this month. So as I am taking part in the Make Your Mistake a Readathon on top of reading the Throne of Glass books, I am not unfortunately actively reading any Pride books this month, but I think it's a really great idea to take part in that, so I thought maybe I could just share a few of my favourites with you if you wanted a few books to read for Pride Month this year. So the first book I'd like to recommend is The Love and Lies of Roxana Ali. I read this book last year. It is about a Muslim girl who is tackling being gay and coming out. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was an amazing read. It was very poignant, touching, heartbreaking in places, but it was one of my favourite contemporaries of last year, and I think this is a really important, underrated book to go and read, especially as it includes religion, which I don't think is discussed enough in YA as it is. This one is a brilliant recommendation for both of those. So my next recommendation is one I have literally just read. This is Hideous Beauty by William Hussey. I won this in a giveaway at Yelp last year and I was just so excited to pick it up. As you can see, it's beautiful. It absolutely broke my heart, but honestly this book was amazing. I'd really recommend you go and read it. It's so sad but it's so touching, and it has some of the best relationships with friends and friends' families that I've seen. It really warmed my heart as well as breaking it. So go and check out this book, and happy publication day for last week, so this came out on the 28th of May. Really go read this, I'd really recommend it. Loved it. So my third recommendation is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. I haven't read this book in years, but when I did read it, I really loved it. I would absolutely love to reread it, but unfortunately I just don't have the time at the moment. But if I could, I would. This is about two twins and Noah, both of them who are struggling with kind of growing up and finding out who they are and about who they want to kind of love, and Noah, who is gay, it's about his story as well, and him finding who he is. And I thought it'd be fun to just mention how sun damaged this book is. As you can see, the spine is a completely different colour to the beautiful orange on the cover, but I don't want to buy a new edition because this one is signed and personalised, but I love this book all the same, even with its sun damage. The next book I would like to recommend is Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. Honestly, I would recommend anything by Nina LaCour. I absolutely loved this book when I read it, not last year, the year before. I think actually it was last year, it was January last year I read it. This is amazing, it's one of my favourite YA contemporaries anyway. And I read We Are Okay, which is also by Nina LaCour, so I read that January this year. Both of them are amazing books, go and check them out. This one is a little bit more light-hearted than We Are Okay, which absolutely broke my heart, but both of them are brilliant reads. So the next book is You Know Me Well. This is also by Nina LaCour with David Levithan. So it has been a while since I read this one, but I really liked it when I did, and I managed to find this hardback cover secondhand this year, which I absolutely love this cover. So this is the story of two people who are both finding out who they are, and it's basically a story of friendship and of growing up and discovering yourself, and is really lovely. I couldn't film this video without including Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I thought I could go through all of their books separately, honestly. Both of them write amazing LGBT contemporary YA fiction, as I'm sure you know, so I thought I would give a recommendation to What If It's Us, which is by both of them. So this is about Arthur and Ben, two boys who basically meet and are meet cute in New York City. So I really enjoyed this one, and I would recommend anything written by both of them, and this one, which is by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. So this recommendation is a little bit different. This one is a fantasy book, but I thought it'd be cool to include a fantasy rather than just contemporary. So this is Girls of Paper and Fire. I really enjoyed this book when I picked it up, and I was lucky to receive an ARC of the second one. This is a brilliant series, and if you are looking for LGBT fiction that has got something a little different about it, the romance isn't the entire plot and it is fantasy, I'd really recommend checking this series out, and I can't wait for the third one to be released. And the last recommendation I'm going to give you is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. Honestly, read anything by her, she is amazing, but I just wanted to give you a recommendation for Heartstopper because it has my heart like none of her other books do. This is a graphic novel series, so, oh, there is stuff in the front of that one. So it's beautifully illustrated. You can also read it online on Tapas or Tumblr, so I am completely up to date with Heartstopper, but I also collect these paperbacks as they come out because they are beautiful. I think at the moment she is going to release another 2, so there will be 5 of these, and she also has the Heartstopper colouring book which is coming out either this month or next month. So I'd recommend anything by her. I would also recommend her novels. I only have Radio Silence to read now, which I think is behind me. It's just down here, you can't quite see it. But I would really recommend anything by Alice Oseman. Go and check her out, and Heartstopper is beautiful. So this has been some recommendations from me for Pride Month. I hope you enjoyed these. If you liked any of these books, let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please drop it a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. See you next week, guys. Bye!